Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be explaining the post-credit scene for Black Widow. Obviously, this video is going to have spoilers, so if you haven't already seen Black Widow, like this video and then come back to it after you watch the movie. And before we get into it, hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on so you don't miss any time I upload a new video or I go live. Without wasting any more time, let's go right into it. So quickly, before we get into explaining the post-credit scene, I want to remind you guys what the post-credit scene was. So it started off with Yelena looking down or getting out of her car and then looking down at a gravestone of Natasha or Black Widow, and then Valentine or Val comes in from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where she made her debut in the MCU, and we see her standing next to Yelena. When she's standing next to Yelena, she starts sneezing and blowing her nose, and then she says, "I'm allergic to the Midwest," and this hints towards the fact that Natasha was buried in Ohio, where the kids grew up with their fake parents in the beginning of the movie. And then Yelena tells Val to stop bothering her since she's on her vacation, and then Val says she knows who killed Natasha, and then she shows Yelena a picture of Hawkeye. From the specific picture they chose to show on the tablet, it looks like he was looking like Ronan at the time, which makes him look a lot more menacing than just Hawkeye, but it is Hawkeye nevertheless. And so now I want to get into breaking it down and explaining it. So in the conversation between Yelena and Val, we can tell that Yelena has already been working for Val in the MCU present day. Now, how long has she been working for Val? We don't know that specifically, but we know that Val is trying to assemble a team of people. We don't know what kind of people, we don't know who specifically, but right now it's looking like it's going to be the Dark Avengers or the Thunderbolts. So this is why, because in the MCU so far, Val has only hired two people that we know of. Number one is in her MCU debut, Falcon and Winter Soldier, where in the post-credit scene, she hired US Agent or John Walker with the black suit and the Captain America shield. And in her newest appearance in the MCU, she's talking to Yelena, talking about how she's not supposed to be talking to her on her vacation. So that means that Yelena's been working for Val for a while. Again, we don't know how long, but this just shows that Yelena has been working for Val, and we don't know who else has really been working for Val. So Val could have honestly assembled an entire team, but what makes this interesting is the fact that there's a rumored post-credit scene that was taken out from the movie. But before we get into the rumored deleted post-credit scene, I want to keep talking about the post-credit scene that we did get. So like I said before, Hawkeye was shown at the end of the post-credit scene, where Yelena is shown Hawkeye and Val says, "This is the person who killed your sister." And so this kind of leads directly into the Hawkeye show. We know that the Hawkeye show releases later this year on Disney Plus, and Yelena has been heavily rumored to be in the Hawkeye show. We don't know for how long. We don't know if she's going to be in the entirety of the show. We don't know how long she's going to be in there, but we know, and it's been rumored, that she's going to be in the Hawkeye TV show. And so coming face to face with Hawkeye might lead her to want to literally kill him. But also Yelena knows about Black Widow and Hawkeye's past in Budapest. So why would she want to kill him? Maybe she trusts him, and maybe she knows Val is trying to set her up to murder Hawkeye. Now, why would they want to get rid of Hawkeye? I don't know, because if I'm not mistaken, after Endgame, they pardoned all of the people in Civil War, so it doesn't really make sense to me why Hawkeye would necessarily have a bounty on his head. And maybe he does have a bounty on his head because when he was Ronin, he was basically a cold-blooded murderer, and maybe that's where the show Hawkeye starts off, so it would make sense that Hawkeye and Yelena are going to be coming head-to-head. But nevertheless, I don't think Yelena is going to stay necessarily bad, and this leads into talking about the deleted post-credit scene. So it's been heavily rumored all over the internet, on Twitter, Reddit, etc., that there's a rumored post-credits scene that was deleted. It's actually a mid-credit scene. And so remember in the beginning or the middle of the movie where Taskmaster died? Well, technically, Taskmaster in the MCU overall isn't just a human, because in the comics, Taskmaster doesn't need the technology to scan humans and to learn their fighting patterns. He can actually do it like right in his head, but in the MCU, it's the technology within the mask that scans it. It's in the back of her head, and so that's implanted. So Taskmaster technically isn't just one person. It's just a symbol. It's like basically a mantle that can be passed on to whoever has a suit and a chip in their head. So the rumored post-credit scene is that Taskmaster was being recruited by Val to be part of whatever team that she's assembling. And so that would have been the mid-credit scene, and then the Yelena recruiting or telling Yelena about Hawkeye would be the final post-credit scene. But yeah, guys, that was the ending / post-credit scene of Black Widow Explained. Let me know what you thought of Black Widow in the comments down below. Spoil away. And if you're new on here and you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn notifications on so you don't miss any time I upload a new video or I go live. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.